Welcome back, Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Meredith. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. It's Saturday morning, 8:35, and we've got a great guest with us, Jennifer, don't we?
Yes, we do. Everybody.
She's got a big smile on her face.
Y'all, my baby brother is here.
Aww.
Scott, StoryTime Sloan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Meredith.
Oh,
Is it on
sorry.
there?
Yeah, sorry. That was my bad. Sorry. I'm just looking at y'all because I love watching sister and brother dynamics. So I'm like, oh.
Oh, this is double trouble right here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, we are live. Please keep it clean.
No, it's double trouble. That's what my mom calls us.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I was like, uh-oh, they're about to gear up for something. Well, yeah. So, Jennifer, why don't you do a little probing of this guy on his new book?
Yeah. So, In Another Lifetime
Right.
is the book.
The first one.
The first one, yes. And you've got people enthralled and waiting for the next installment of Zoe.
Oh, no. No, I'm not going to give away too much.
Yeah.
But the second one and the third one don't focus around Zoe.
So it kind of evolves to...
Very much so.
Whoa.
Yeah. So...
Okay, hold on. First, story time, let's back it up because
All right.
a lot of our listeners that may not be familiar with number one, right?
Okay.
So if you're just tuning in, guys, we've got StoryTime Sloan, who happens to be Jennifer's brother, who she may refer to, as Scott, whatever his name. But StoryTime wrote this awesome sci-fi book, fantasy, talking about a girl who's a twin, got a twin sister.
Right.
She's half dragon, half human.
Right.
And then, this
Have Silver Dragon.
Yeah.
silver dragon. Okay,
It's important.
That's an important.
It's important.
See, and I, truth be told, I'm in the thick of it right now, so that's why I'm like completely staring at him because I want to know everything, but I don't want to know everything because I want to find out on my own.
Right.
So it's definitely a struggle. But yeah, so tell us. So they're twins, and then something. That's where they time travel and everything that I talked about for the top three,
Right.
because that's where it kind of comes in, and I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the book.
Okay, so not giving away too much, but it does say on the back of the book that it's like, so it starts out with Zoe and Noelle are 6 years old. And we'll say that Zoe gets like thrown into a fit of anger, and she ends up throwing a rock at her sister Noelle on accident and kills her.
Oh.
And so from there, she's exiled from, their little area, from their tribal lands, and left to die out in the middle of the woods. Like, the elders of her people are like, hey, we're dropping you off. Mm-hmm. And she gets found by a monk that's returning from a sabbatical who ends up being Sabanim. He's the Grand Master. His name's Zheng Zhu.
And I love hearing the names because if you read a book, or if you read the Harry Potters or anything, anytime you hear unique words or some names that you've never said, you get these ideas in your head of how you say them, and so to hear the author actually say the names is so exciting. I'm like, say that again, say it again, because I still have to fix it in my head because I was like Sebanin, and you're like, no, it's actually Sabanim.
And the ZH in Chinese and in Russian, it makes like a lightning strike sound, like a zh.
Oh.
So it's Zheng Zhu. Instead of just Zhang, it's Zheng.
Zhang. Okay.
Zheng Zhu is Sabanim. That's his name and his title.
Okay.
So he's the Grand Master of the Guardians. And he ends up taking Zoe up the mountains and trains her in the monastery with the rest of the Guardians that are up there. Mm-hmm. And you learn about them during the book, but that's the synopsis, is how it starts out. She ends up accidentally murdering her twin, gets exiled.
But did she really?
Oh, okay.
Oh, because you didn't read the back of the book.
I didn't read the back of the book, so I don't have everything. But I did in a little bit. I did see something about what happens, but I tried to block it out because I was telling Storytime, when I get a book, yes, I'm not necessarily don't read the synopsis, but for this particular one, I just dove right in because when I found that I could get it on my phone, I wanted to just start reading right then, and I didn't think of backing up reading the back, because I didn't have the hard copy in my hand.
Right.
But that's why when they look at me because they know I'm right in the thick of it and I want to know more. And you will too, listeners. You can actually find his book on Amazon, and I was able to get it on my Android phone. You can get it on your Kindle. You can get it any way electronically, but also the hard copy. So it's really going to be easy for a lot of our listeners to get it. But yeah, I was so amazed with this story because the visual, like, and of course I'm in awe of any writer. Okay, that's not one of my talents, so I
Right.
think it's amazing, especially your depiction and some of the descriptions. And so when you're going through the fight scenes and you're going through some of the imagery,
Right.
I was just blown away at some of it. Is kind of beyond the world of what I could envision. So
Hmm.
that's why I was like, that's, oh man, trying to think of when you move this to when it gets picked up to be a movie one day, what it's going to be like. And it's just trying to think how visually, because it's so cool. Like Zoe's eye has a purple star in it, you were saying. So
No. Well, so
is it a,
we'll pick up on that, but just to give you some heads up, so I did 9 years active duty United States Marine Corps,
yeah.
and for 6 of those years, I was a martial arts instructor. So all of the fight scenes, like I have actually worked them out. I've had some of my friends stand in. I've done it all in my head and have gone through the motions.
Ah,
So each individual character is doing something that can physically be done by a human being. And then you add like the fantasy and the magic into it. So, I mean, like they throw a fireball or something, like I can't do that. But everything that leads up to that, the strikes, the kicks, um, any kind of weapon that's thrown, if they're slashing with their sword,
mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be as descriptive as possible. So it's basically teaching you how to fight
Yeah.
while you're doing that. But the only way that you can tell the difference between Zoe and Noelle is because Zoe is the only one that has the half dragon gene. All right, and so their eyes are blue. So her left eye is normal and it's blue, but her right eye, instead of a blue iris, it's a purple iris,
Oh.
and then her pupil she has columbra, and so that's it's an actual scientific mutation
I was trying to say
defect.
that word too
Yeah,
in the book. I
columbra.
was like, what? Okay.
But usually it's just like a normal deformity, and so it could be like scrunch up on your pupil. It could leak out into your iris, but hers is a fine-tipped four-pointed star that you know bursts past the
Oh.
iris. So if you look on a map and you see the compass rose, and it's that fine-tipped four-pointed star, and it's got the circle around it, it's
Oh
all nice and
yeah.
pretty. That's her eye.
Uh,
Compass.
That's so awesome. And I'm sorry, I'm just having
Yeah.
like a fan moment because I'm like, man, I want every book like this where I read it and then I could talk to the author. Because now I'm like, let's talk about that symbolism in chapter 2. Let's talk about this, and this, because it's great. You have your own interpretation, but to meet the creator of the work and actually learn, it's just, yay, I love it. I love it. And it's actually such a special treat because when Jennifer brought up that you would be in town for a short time,
Right.
and we grabbed at the chance, didn't we? I mean, Jennifer just was like, "Oh, please," and thank you so much because I know
Yeah, this is
you are
cool.
busy. Because, like you were saying, you were in the Marines,
Right.
correct? And I know you had just talked about when we were about to come inside being in Australia recently.
Yes.
So,
Oh my God. All right. So I got to give a shout out real quick.
yeah.
All my swandering brothers and sisters that are down in Perth, Australia. And, not just from there, but that was where it was at. And a specific shout out to Frank Mitchell. He's the one that, set up me getting down there,
Oh, nice.
facilitated me going out and to volunteer and help. So I love that man to death. He showed me literally the land of Oz.
Oh,
I've
wow.
never been so sad to leave a country before.
I
It's
hear
so
it's
beautiful.
gorgeous.
The people are amazing. The sights, the sounds, like even the street art. So I'll show you Well,
Ah.
I got pictures on Facebook. It says
Oh, yeah.
Frio and the Blaze, so you can check that out.
Oh yeah, and we'll put some on here. Maybe share some of them with the listeners too, because
Definitely.
that is so cool. Well, and plus, when I think of Australia, I think of, yeah, it's really great. I think of the Opera House. I think of koala bears. I think of the water, the reefs. Like,
Right.
did you get to go? What kind of
Well,
experiences?
so all
I
of
think of
that.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah. So all of that. See, she's
Always or
closer.
just
She's
Australia?
closer than you are because all of what you described is down in Sydney and Melbourne, Canberra area, which is on the southeast side. What
Oh,
would be like our Georgia and Florida. Perth is over in the west, which would be like our LA kind of area. It's the most isolated capital city in the entire world.
Nice.
And like those people are rough and tough, but they're super sweet. They're totally willing to give you the literal shirt off their back.
Wow.
You know, like when you think Aussie, you think Perth.
Oh,
You know,
I'm gonna have to check it out. Well, yeah, because
West Coast Eagles. It's my AFL footy team.
Oh, okay. I was like, all right. Well, yeah, because when I think of Australia, I guess I think of the stereotypical things. But
Right.
that's really cool. Thank you so much. I didn't realize the whole lay of the land, if you will. Did you go on walkabout, or were you?
Well, technically, yeah.
I just know the word. I don't know what that. I was so impressed with myself. I was all.
She's been to
walkabout?
Outback. She's picking up words at Outback.
Yeah,
And then
just some
a
shit.
bloomin' onion, yes.
Got me a bloomin' onion. Yeah, while I was there, I picked up quite a little bit of
Shrimp
accent.
on the body.
Yeah, no, they don't say that.
They do.
They don't drink Fosters either.
Oh, I love the accent. I can't do
No,
it.
they will
Yeah, they will punch you in the
They will-
face.
punk you so bad.
For trying the accent?
No, for drinking Fosters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No one but Americans drink Fosters.
Good to know. Good to
Yeah.
know. Put it up here. All
Yeah.
right. Well, and I know, like I said, listeners, if you're just tuning in, Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Meredith, we are here till 9 o'clock, and we are spotlighting an awesome author that's actually from our neck of the woods. So, Storytime Sloan has In Another Lifetime. You can find it on Amazon. You can get it on your phone. You can get a hard copy, and they make it so easy for you these days.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
print
it.
to order.
Yeah, I mean, I received mine within a matter of minutes. It was really awesome, so I was so excited. And it's an amazing book, sci-fi fantasy, but anybody that really loves just an adventure, like I felt like I was an experience, an adventure. Like it took me off to La La Land. And that doesn't happen all the time, And, at first, I'm not going to lie, when this 6-year-old was speaking, I was like, hold on, how does a 6-year-old have this, early onset? But then certain things happen that opened my eyes to that being okay. I have to walk around so I don't tell too much.
That's right. That's right.
So sorry to be vague, but I have to because you got to get the book for yourself. And I mean, you can get a hard copy or on your phone. It's going to be easy access for everybody. And thank you again, Storytime, for coming out.
Thanks for
In
having me.
fact, I know we've got, a little bit over 10 minutes in the hour, and I know you've got stuff to do because you're like traveling all the time, but hopefully you'll stick around for a game.
All right, cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right. Well, yes, listeners, stay tuned. We'll be right back, and we'll have some more fun with Storytime Sloan right here on Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Meredith. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, guys. Be sure to check us out every Saturday live, 8 to 9 on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1. Also on irlonestar.com. But more importantly, subscribe. Let us know what you want to hear. Leave us your comments, right?
Yeah.
We want to hear from you, all right? Check us out online, too. Where can they find us online? Damn it, woman, that's what you're supposed to say, the social media. Grit and Grace Texas at gmail.com. Online, all our social media platforms are at Grit and Grace Texas. Be sure to connect with us, guys.